Hello, my name is Bonolo. Welcome to my channel. Today I am at Botswana's National Museum. It's officially called National Museum and Art Gallery because it's not only a museum, it also showcases incredible local art. Let's explore together. The museum was officially opened in 1968, just 2 years after Botswana gained independence in 1966. Since then, it's been a key institution in preserving the country's cultural and historical heritage. The museum has long been a cornerstone of Botswana's cultural preservation. The space is currently undergoing renovations, so there wasn't much on display. However, what's available to the public remains rich, thoughtful, and deeply meaningful. The Rhodesia 1035, a historic steam engine, once ran under the Rhodesia Railways. It operated across southern Africa, including parts of what is now Botswana. Back then, trains were a vital link for moving goods and people across southern Africa. These locomotives helped lay the foundations for regional transport systems long before Botswana's independence in 1966. Eventually, these steam engines were replaced by diesel trains as Botswana modernized its railway system after independence. Today, the 1035 stands as a powerful reminder of the country's railway heritage and colonial past. Right next to the train, there's a board explaining migrant labor, a painful part of our past when many Botswana left home to work in the South African mines under extremely difficult conditions. It also highlights the racial segregation of facilities in apartheid era in South Africa, where black people couldn't travel first or second class. Cesar Tsakama, Botswana's first president, used diplomacy and advocacy to challenge this injustice, calling for equal rights and dignity for all Africans. Along the walls, there were informative posters explaining some of Botswana's traditional practices. They are ways of life passed down through generations. Weaving and basketry, especially in the north part of Botswana, are tied to identity and economy. Wood carving reflects both practical living and spiritual symbolism, while pottery has long been used for cooking, storage, and rituals. Pane is an edible caterpillar, which is both a delicacy and an important economic resource in many rural areas. Mongongo is a tree native to southern Africa. It produces a hard-shelled fruit that contains a single nut inside. The edible part is the nut inside the fruit, which is what people typically harvest and use. Further along, the museum pays tribute to Botswana's national heritage with detailed information about landmarks like Likubu Island in the salt pans, rich in fossil and sacred stone canes. Then there's Old Palape, Okavango Delta, Kwihaba Caves, Zodilo Hills, and Dombo Shaba, each a chapter in our geological, spiritual, and archaeological journey. Traditional mud houses in Botswana are built with locally sourced materials like clay and thatch, providing insulation against the heat and cold. They are a significant part of Botswana's traditional architecture, reflecting the cultural heritage and the practical adaptations to the environment. Close by is an area dedicated to the khotla, our traditional way of resolving disputes through open, respectful discussion, and a traditional public forum where community decisions are made. The animal statues outside, donkey, cow, horse, might seem playful at first, but they represent Botswana's rural backbone. For many communities, these weren't just animals, they were assets, partners in daily survival. The donkey carried firewood and water across long distances. The cow was a symbol of wealth, status, and sustenance. And the horse, though less common, brought speed and power, especially in heading or long travel. The timeline of Botswana's presidents, from the first to the current, is a powerful reflection of Botswana's journey through peaceful, democratic transitions, something we should never take for granted. Alongside, this is a lineup of Daimler state vehicles, once used by our presidents. These Daimlers, once markers of prestige, are now retired, replaced by more modern vehicles, but their presence here is a nod to Botswana's diplomatic grace and post-independence pride. Olden-day postage stamps once carried more than just letters. They held emotion, urgency, and connection. In an era before mobile phones or instant messaging, stamps were the gateway to long-distance love, family news, and job offers. The mokoro or canoe, carved traditionally and accompanied by a blanket, rope, and basket made from thatching grass, represent daily life in the delta and other rural areas. The old map of Botswana shows transport networks from an earlier time: railways, roads, rivers, and airways, laying out the skeleton of a growing nation. Outside stands a massive nkwana, a traditional clay pot, once used for storing water or traditional beer. Finally, I visited the main gallery where a youth art exhibition titled State of the National Flag is set to open officially on Friday, 25 April 2025. It features work by young Botswana artists using their creativity to express national identity, hope, and pride. Though the opening hadn't happened yet when I was there, we were kindly allowed to view the pieces, and I even spoke to one of the artists about their techniques and inspirations. I had always been familiar with oil on canvas, but the artist explained something I didn't know. With acrylic on canvas, you need to be highly skilled. Unlike oil, which gives you time to make corrections or adjustments, acrylic dries quickly and doesn't offer much room for correction. This means every stroke has to be precise, giving the artist little margin for error. It was fascinating to hear how acrylics demand a different level of mastery. Even under renovation, the Botswana National Museum is a place of memory, pride, and learning. If you're in Gaborone, I really encourage you to visit. It's a great opportunity to dive into the rich history and cultural heritage of our country. And the best part? Visiting the museum is absolutely free. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I will see you in the next one.